What does God look like? What do you see?
We're solar-powered biological AI.
Wait, what?
These ancient adversarial entities, I think it's the very same ones that rebelled against God and were cast out.
They were sent here to guide us in antiquity, and they took advantage of that and just masqueraded as gods. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Greypilled podcast. I am your host, trying to be your humble host, Jules. Joining y'all again today for a second time. Earlier this morning, I went on the White Rabbit podcast with Catalyst. It was a last minute. He booked me last minute. It was a great show. Had a good conversation. And get some good clips out of that one. But y'all go check it out if you haven't. Tonight on the show, I am joined by two gentlemen who I've known for just a little bit now. I've known for a couple months. They joined the Patreon. I first met them on Occult Rejects. They're real good guys. They're from the South, so you know there's something. Yeah, there's something about them. Veritas Road, Carson and John. What's going on, boys? How we doing this evening?
Doing all right.
Yeah, doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having us.
All right, man. Yeah, dude. No, thank y'all for coming on. Trying to fucking still working with the soundboard. We're getting it down. Yeah, man. No, y'all are friends of the show, also friends of friends, and so yeah, man. I'm glad y'all finally booked. For people who aren't familiar with you, if you want to introduce yourselves and kind of let everybody know who you are, what you talk about, and where they can find you.
Yeah, so we're branded as the Veritas Road. I'm Carson. That's John. We we have historically had another guy, Murph, on with us. He's taking a step away for a little bit, so just the two of us for the foreseeable future. You can find us on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. We started doing this, what was it, John? Back in like 2018 or something, but like really shittily. We did like a terrible job for a long time. Yeah, and then we just within the past year or two really started to try to I don't know, buckle down and for me like learn a lot more because I'm still relatively new. Like Murph kind of pulled me into the truth scene, and so this is still relatively new to me. I came into it from like the I don't know, the healthcare side of things, and so like I'm still learning a lot about like the spiritual nature of a lot of reality and a lot of the esoteric stuff that I just had no idea about growing up, like super Southern Church of Christ, Bible thumping, just, down here in the South, just learning, going to church every Sunday, that type of thing. Absolutely. So a lot of it's still brand new to me, and it's fascinating. And then John?
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a similar story is like for me is like I started kind of paying attention a little bit more when I was, kind of latter high school through the whole Trump era. And then I had the unfortunate displeasure of going to college during the horribleness that was 2020. And that just kind of woke my mind up to that, what's going on in society is a whole hell of a lot more complex than I thought. The control system, whatever that is, has a lot more influence over people. And it just, for whatever reason, woke me up to wanting to examine like what actually runs this world, what actually is fucking going on. And it seemingly has kind of just pulled me into the direction of kind of re-examining a lot of the spiritual aspects of the Bible and all that shit. Yeah.
I like how you say what runs this world, not who runs this world, right?
Yeah.
Because it is a power that controls a group of people, many groups of people. And yeah, man, on what you said, Carson, it is something you learn along the way, especially like, dude, I listen, I was a schizo listener to Tinfoil Hat, those
There you go.
conspiracy guys, the one-on-one podcasts, all those shows, the confessionals for years. And then to finally get in and start talking with some of these people, man, you really do start to develop a gnosis for these things, some kind of a knowing. And yeah, man, it can completely, it can change your beliefs a little bit, or it can completely rock your shit and flip it upside down, dude. And, a lot of people, especially now, are waking up. It's not just the gray pill they're taking. They're taking a lot of different pills, the red pill, the black pill, the white pill, the J pill, the race pill. There's a lot of things right now that's going on. Yeah. Hey, so it was you, Carson, and Murph that came on a Court Rejects, not you, John.
Yeah, I was behind the scene running sound and shit, so I was there. But
okay, you were there. You were there. Okay, because I remember there being like three. There, I heard someone. It was like, "Oh no, that's Murph," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, who's John?" Yeah. And then you joined the Patreon, and I was like, well, "I'm fucking confused now." But no, I'm glad you did that, dude. It really gives us. Thank you for supporting the show, brother, and it gives us more of a chance to talk. To be honest with you, you're gonna have a way better chance of getting at me just going in the Discord or the fucking GC and just being like, "Hey Jules, what's up?" Than like emailing me or getting to me like DM on Instagram. I won't get to you for at least a week or so. So I appreciate you guys for supporting the show. And you secured your right to come on here whenever y'all want to, man. Y'all book with me whenever.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Happy to have you guys on. So what is it that made y'all want to start podcasting? Did y'all know each other when y'all were growing up?
Yeah. So Murph and I were best friends growing up. And for me, like, as far as like coming on here and doing this, he and I were having these conversations a lot late into the night about, like, was 9/11 an inside job? What are the Nephilim? Are there like what's going on out there? Yeah. And we reached a point where we were like, oh my gosh, there are a lot of people doing this in this sphere. We need to get out there and start getting to know some of these people. And honestly, just recording some of these conversations because I felt like they were valuable to me. Maybe they can be valuable to somebody else in kind of recording this journey from like normie to truther kind of thing. And so Murph, God love him, was already like fully tipped over insane, living in a cabin in the woods at that point in time. I was bartending at a restaurant, trying to figure out like, hey, am I about to just quietly go insane and start screaming at people on street corners? What's my life gonna be? And so we finally just decided to pull the trigger and start having some of these conversations. Yeah. And a lot of that, I think, was triggered by for a lot of people, I think it's trauma. For a lot of folks, it ends up being some event in your life that makes you question the nature of reality a little bit. Be it, for me, my dad got cancer and died when I was 16. For him, his parents went through a rough divorce. I appreciate it. I mean, he was he was kind of an asshole, so it wasn't the worst thing in the world.
Well, you put it that way.
But yeah, it's for a lot of people, it seems to be a traumatic event. We've got to get a soundboard like that, John.
Yo, get StreamYard, dude. They got it on StreamYard now. It's just late. Yeah.
We just moved over to it.
Recently moved over to it.
Yeah. Well, y'all may be on the tier on StreamYard. Is that what they call it? I guess the subscription level where it's like $45 a month, I think. And yeah, you get the soundboard. You get a bunch of stuff, dude.
Hell yeah.
If you know how to run it, you can do some pretty cool stuff on it. But some people don't like to waste time with it, and so they just go to OBS, which I need to learn how to do that anyway. But yeah, dude, you mentioned I think it was around that time, 2016, the Trump-Hillary election.
Yeah.
Where my wife she already showed me like the Illuminati and Bohemian Grove and stuff a few years before that when we first started dating. Then I got her pregnant with my son. So I'm kind of like slowly learning about this stuff. I start learning about symbolism, and I'm like, wait a minute, all these people are like wizards or something. Like, this is weird. Why are they all covering their eye?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? And you look into the eye of Ra and the eye of Horus, and you're like, well, who's Ra? Who's Horus?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. Now you're like looking at like Marduk and his bloodline and fucking, stories of the Anakim or the Anunnaki, yeah, man. I mean, that's the whole Greypilled thing. It was like how I felt at the time. And, it's like you living in a world of chaos. You have a little bit of hope, faith in ourselves, right? No one's coming to save us, even if you're spiritual or whatever. I don't think anyone's riding down on the clouds and saving you. I think you have to do the work yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of this experience, simulation, whatever you want to call it. Like, otherwise, what's the point of the struggle? The whole point is doing the work yourself, leveling up and figuring out what the next step is. And at least for me and for Murph at the time, like that was the next step. And so, yeah, I think you're dead on. Like, yeah.
And
100%.
you talk about that traumatic event. For me, it was, I was on opiates and I almost died and went to prison and a whole bunch of stuff and got my shit together, went to treatment. And that's where I, knew about the occult and the conspiracy realm. And so I started reading the book of Enoch and the Apocryphon and some of the Bible and stuff. And so I was like a spiritual Christian or whatever, esoteric. And that developed to what now I consider to be a Christian mystic, which confuses a lot of people, but it's okay. They don't have to understand. But yeah, man, I mean, it really is. And some people call it dark night of the soul. I know that's what Carl Jung refers to it as, and I've explained it like when you're in opiate withdrawal and you're sitting there in bed for 3 days, it's you could equate it to 3 days in the tomb or whatever stuff I've been talking about lately. But like, dude, you go through this spiritual attack. It seems almost like, you're being fought over, by these like forces of dark and these forces of light. And some people refer to it as their higher and lower selves and everything. There's a whole thing you can go into on that dualism, right?
Yeah.
You see it almost in every mystery school. But what about you, John? What made you start questioning things? And is this fake and gay or what?
Yeah, I mean, it started like Robert's my older brother, so I was always getting like as he was starting his kind of journey.
Wait, who's Robert?
Murph.
Oh yeah, Murph.
Okay, all right, dude.
Too many fucking names.
Yeah,
too many names. I'm like, there's 5 guys in Veritas Road.
It's always fucking weird for me to call him Murph when I've grown up with him. But as he was kind of going on his journey, I would always I would be the person one of the people he would just talk to. And I kind of just ignored it up until the point in like I said, when I was late in high school, the whole Trump bullshit that went off. It was kind of the first time like somewhat of the real world started to get into my circle. And then from there, after I got into college, experienced just the insanity that was going into college during 2020. I started to just rethink a lot of the stuff that I thought I knew. And it started pulling me into like re-examining the Bible for what like the spiritual aspects that were at play, and started looking into that more. And it was just something about going to college and just seeing everybody go lockstep into just this insane retardedness and not give it any thought. And it's just like, there's no way that this like mass move of consciousness could have been done by men. And it was like from there, just trying to figure out what the fuck caused that.
Right.
That's kind of where I'm way like early into that, but that's where I'm at. It's like trying to figure out what has caused that.
Yeah, and like what I was saying about the whole Trump and Hillary thing, like that's when you started to like, I wasn't political at all up until that point, because I saw the woke stuff start happening and like our country getting, fucking torn apart. And I'm like, wait a minute, I have kids now. This isn't good. You know, I'm not some like rebellious punk rock teen anymore trying to burn down the system. Like, you know, but then, you know, so you become a conservative or a libertarian. I mean, they're both gay, but
That's true.
and then you kind of, once you get a little further down, if you question things enough, you start to realize like, wait a minute, something's up with these conservatives too.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
You're almost worse, if not just as cultish.
They absolutely are. And the thing that was, especially growing up in the South, right? Tennessee, Mississippi, pick your favorite state in the South. Like, this is the way of the Lord. You're going to be conservative. You're gonna jerk off to a picture of Donald Trump, and it's going to be fucking fantastic, right? And you realize, like, oh my gosh, this thing that we were taught was like good isn't. Yeah, it's all kind of fake and gay. That's a good point. It's a damn good point.
And I try to tell my parents the same thing. Like my dad, God love him, hardline leftist or, you know, left-leaning liberal. And I'm just like, hey, you know, it's two wings of the same bird, two heads, you know, two sides of the same coin. Like these people, you know, they're laughing at you for getting so worked up about this stuff and going out in the streets and protesting for things that really, this is all a farce. You know what I mean? Yeah. The real issues. They what they do is shadow ban the people talking about the real issues, right? So people stay kind of wound up in this state of just chasing their own tails, right? Yeah. I mean, that's right. The elite refer to us as cattle, you know? So, but man, y'all brought something to my attention about the healthcare system. And I see Stacks in here. Yeah, Stacks, he says, I suffered through the healthcare system during COVID. For my daughter's heart surgery, it was terrible. Yes, his daughter Hope had to raise money, right, Stacks, to and thank God she's okay and healthy. And that really that does something to a man. I'm sure when he can't rely on the healthcare in which, you know, this healthcare comes out of our paychecks for other people, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then when you need it, you know, you're fucking left with your dick in the dirt. Or your dick in your hand, whatever however that saying goes. But yeah, man. So what was it that first kind of, was it the COVID era that first kind of woke y'all up to the healthcare scams, or was it something before that y'all kind of noticed?
For me, it was a lot earlier than that. So I grew up in I had essentially a pseudo hippie parents. Like they were dyed-in-the-wool Southern Church of Christ, but also like didn't like go to the doctor or anything like that. They tried to like eat well in the 90s, which that wasn't a thing in the 90s. In the 90s, you ate bran flakes and fucking, you know, I don't know what else people ate in the 90s, but you ate bran flakes to be healthy.
And folks want to know why people look so much older then and we look so much younger now. People didn't drink water then like we do now.
They didn't. It was all sodas.
They didn't know. It was Cokes or Tabs and fucking 7-Up. Yeah, dude. So
it was absolutely terrifying. And my parents didn't allow any of that in the house. So it was like a real, like kind of a weird, like countercultural environment growing up. But then like they did a little bit to take care of themselves. And it started when my parents got pregnant with me. They told my mom, oh, by the way, your kid's going to have Down syndrome. Do you want to keep it? And she was like, I guess I'll have a retarded kid. But she ended up like switching up her diet and going on this like super intense macrobiotic diet.
And she still had a retarded kid.
Yeah, she still had a retarded kid. There's only so much you can do.
She just fixed it just a little bit.
Yeah, they still have the occasional retard flare up. And so like that kind of changed their whole lifestyle. And we're still waiting for the tests. We'll see what they say. So that changed their whole lifestyle, and they carried that through. But then my dad ended up getting sick when I was in like kindergarten and entering into the healthcare system, because what a lot of these doctors do, if something goes on with you and you don't know what to do, what are you going to do? You're going to go see a doctor because you have no clue what the fuck is wrong with your body. You don't feel like you understand. And so you're going to go see the man in the white coat, the authority figure, as it were. And so my father walked into the doctor's office. Lo and behold, he's diabetic. And so they put him on insulin and a whole mess of other nonsense. And from there, he was essentially ushered into like declining physical and mental health by the healthcare system and through the course of dealing with all that, I would say probably it caused him to get lymphoma, which is what ended up killing him. But I got to see how poorly the modern healthcare system functions, how horribly it treats people, and just how it doesn't work, how it fails each and every person who gets scared into putting their trust in a system that's completely broken.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, and people can say that, well, we live in America and we have it the best here. And, look at Canada, and Canada's healthcare system is pretty screwed up. But
all of them come here for their healthcare.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, the sick part about it is these people, it seems like they get paid for giving you a certain diagnosis.
Absolutely.
And then they also get paid for writing you a certain prescription.
Absolutely.
Now, you could look at that and say, well, that's business. That's the farm. There's something nefarious there, right?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I'm interested in finding out what other people think about, honestly, because I think between the food system that's full of neurotoxins, right? Things like aspartame, MSG, all the trans fats that are in the food system are neurotoxic, and they create between like free radicals they create in the system and the heavy levels of inflammation they create in the body, it leads to this essentially long-term brain fog that I think makes people a lot easier to guide on a certain path. Like if I'm taking care of myself and my mind is sharp, so to speak, and I'm watching the news, I'm a lot more likely to say, "Oh my gosh, that's retarded. What the hell?" Right. But if I've been eating my bran flakes and getting my processed food at the store, then my brain's sluggish. I'm not functioning. I'm a lot more likely, I feel like, to accept whatever's thrown at me on the news or at school or at work. Or yeah, exactly. It creates a super docile human being.
Yeah, and the whole just design of all of it is to like get you okay with like just surrendering agency. Like it gets you in that mindset. It's like, if I can surrender arguably one of the most important agencies that you have, your own personal and physical health, you'll surrender it to whatever else you see,
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to trust these people, right? But you can see now, by the people that they're letting become doctors and scientists and all this stuff, they're just letting anybody in, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because they also get paid to hire non-whites.
They absolutely do. Yeah. There are a ton of incentive programs for the subway Indians and any kind of ethnicity. Like there are a ton of incentive programs to hire people like that. And I mean, I don't know. People always make the argument that like, oh my gosh, they're harder workers than the whites. They work so much harder. They're so much better at their jobs. I think that's got to be complete bullshit. I don't know what the impetus is behind hiring people like that. I have no clue. I mean, do you
they're
have any idea?
expected to do less, so therefore they're working harder. Right? I think that's what it is. It's the perception thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perception is everything, man. Definitely.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and it's the same when you go into some of these doctors' offices and they'll tell you, hey, you have cancer, right? And by them telling you that right then and there in your brain, you go, I'm going to die.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that is harmful. I think that is basically somebody signing your destiny for you, Now, if you find out that you have cancerous cells or whatever, and you say, hey, I'm not going to even go hear what he has to say. I don't have cancer. And if there's anything in my body that's unhealthy, I'm going to get it out. And you go and you eat right and you work out and you do all this stuff. There's been people that have come back, months later, cancer-free, no chemo.
Yeah, no,
it was all mental. I've explained this. When you look into elemental magic or just the elements at all, and you look at these hierarchies of these realms, it goes from the physical to the ethereal to the astral to the mental. the mental being the highest. That's, where I actually explained on the show earlier, that's where, we connect with wind spirits, sylphs, who you could also be messengers, right? Angels. We connect with the divine. And so, when you understand that stuff, dude, it's like like I said, you tell some people something and then it's set in stone, right?
Yeah.
And it's almost like a curse.
It
I
seems
think.
that way. Yeah.
You're speaking it out, and then, you're accepting this. So the mental being the highest, our most outer realm to, the spiritual world,
Right.
connected to our thoughts, anything, and that's connected to our emotions that are ran through the ethereal zone, which is ran through water, conducted by mermaids or undines. It's crazy, dude. It's a whole lot to get into. But this is connected. So our emotions and our mental are directly connected to each other, as well as the water in our body. All of this has to do with like vibrational frequency, your thoughts, what you're feeling. Like, dude, so many people, and I do this all the time, self-sabotage themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think. And, and here's one thing, and this is just my take. I think AA is a waste of time. I think maybe it's good for people in the moment, but for these people that have been going to a meeting every day for 25 years, man, you have wasted your entire life.
Well, you still going?
Right?
Is that the idea? Yeah.
No.
It's like, what is there to live for? Another meeting?
Right.
It's like, well, maybe I can help save this person. Yeah. And then that person, you'll never see them again. It's like, I don't know. There's no one that really, there's no stories I heard in AA meetings that helped me like get my shit together. I was like, I don't want to fucking come back here and be around these people. You know what I mean? These people are miserable, dude. Like,
just sad assholes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. And then if you get in there and you're like, you're on some medication because you're trying to, wean off it. They're like, well, you're not really clean, so you need to come back. And it's just like, it's just this fucking like,
that's so gross. Telling somebody that. Yeah.
Yeah. Holier than thou, ex-junkies and addicts. And yeah, man, it's just also the creation of AA, I think, has a lot of, maybe a few occult roots in it.
It sounds like it does. I dated a girl who was in AA for a little bit, and it sounded weirdly culty. Yeah, it sounded super occult.
Yes, no, dude, it gets very cultish. It's. I mean, that's how people use religion, right?
Yeah,
to control the masses is through
absolutely
this cult-like mentality. People, they forget about the spiritual aspect and like what you feel in your gut, and they go with what they're being told, right? Because of what they've been told for so long, it aligns with this, so it can't, it must be right. It must be correct. This can't be false.
Has to be. It's what I've known my whole life.
Right. But yeah, man, these people, they definitely benefit off of other people's misery. And it's, I don't know what we can really do about it. I mean, do y'all, what do y'all think?
I mean, to your point, they absolutely do benefit off of other people's misery. One of the things that I hadn't really connected before was the idea of like the way that the mind affects like the frequency of the water in your body. And you're essentially, the way I conceive of it, kind of contractually handing over agency over your body to another person while you're in that office and saying, here's my health, do with it what you will. So as far as what can we do about it's concerned, I think, that the first step you can take is simply taking ownership of you, deciding that instead of handing agency over to, Dr. Punminajab in his, white coat, you decide to do something with that yourself. I hear people say all the time, oh my gosh, my legs hurt and my back hurts and my and they're complaining about being fucking miserable, but they're not doing anything about it. Maybe they go get prescribed.
I took this painkiller that the doctor gave me, but I still just don't feel any better. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
fuck.
You wonder why you don't feel better. You're taking more inflammatory substances and somehow you feel worse. What a wild concept. I'm sorry, Papa. Damn.
And yeah, people will be like, well, they get to being elderly and they get stuck in their ways. And it's like, oh, maybe they should change that and listen to people younger than them. I don't know.
Yeah. There's the idea that it's just age, right? I hear that all the time because I just turned 32 in August. They're like, well, you're getting older now. It's just age. I'm like, fuck that.
Right.
It's absolutely ridiculous. That's such an excuse to just let yourself fall apart. And I think what's more important than the physical aspect of the body falling apart as a result of you, letting the healthcare system govern what's going on with you is the mental and spiritual aspect of it, because the mind and the spirit, in my opinion, are pretty quick to follow. As the body starts to fall apart, the vessel in which they live, the mind and the spirit start to deteriorate as well. And that's what scares me the most out of all of that, is this idea that, sure, you're just handing over your back pain to Dr. Stevens at the local bone and joint clinic, but that's going to lead, as you slowly fall apart, that's going to lead to you handing over your mental and spiritual health to him as well, in a sense. And that's what scares me the most about that whole thing.
It's all connected.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but the current system doesn't treat it that way at all. Like,
really,
at all.
can you explain that a little bit?
Well, like if you go, especially like, what you were talking about, like if you go for cancer treatment, is like all you're going in there is you're getting injected with whatever poison that they give you.
You're gonna put a port in to inject you with a bunch of
sit in
poison.
Some, like horribly lit room that's just like super bland.
The lights, there's something to the lights, bro.
Lights.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're not going to really have any personal interactions with anybody, and then you're just going to leave and be told to come back in 2 weeks. It's like it literally, they focus on this one physical thing that they could do for you, and then they just let you go in a lot of the kind of more corporatized healthcare centers that you go into.
Yeah, and
that's so true.
Yeah, you more than likely leave traumatized, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like if you've ever been to a fucking ER, it is the most stressful thing that you could ever like go into.
If you're not sick when you walk in, you sure as hell won't be when you walk out.
A few years ago, it's like I got my head split open being horribly unathletic playing basketball, and like I went into the ER and like, my head was profusely bleeding, but it was just like, it was a horribly stressful environment. It was super loud. It was like I said, is like you're just sitting under fluorescent lights, and it's just like a ton of sensory overload from all the shit going on. It's not conducive to like being in a relaxed state to get your body to heal.
Where a medical doctor is supposed to be able to work on you like calmly without. Yeah, dude. I think all this is done like on purpose, intentionally. Definitely. Y'all want to know something else that I think, and y'all can kind of weigh in on this. In wealthier counties, they basically, there's not enough room to move all these other people in, but they move in with their families in these bigger houses, right? Especially like the Indians and the Muslims. You see that a lot. If they have a nice house in a big neighborhood because they own a chain of gas stations, their uncle lives there, grandma lives there, 5 kids, and then the wife and her parents. And so then all of a sudden, you have all these neighborhoods that are filled of nothing but these certain, one ethnicity of people, or, and traffic is backed up when it shouldn't be. So there's not enough routes to get places. There's not enough room to live. They're knocking down forest everywhere, which I hate.
It's terrible.
There's trash everywhere. And you're going, are they doing this on purpose? My commute to work every morning has gotten progressively worse and worse.
Yes. Hell yes.
They'll block off certain roads and fucking work on it like 1 hour out the day.
Yeah.
and then just leave a big vehicle in the middle for like the whole weekend. And you're like, why is there traffic back to back on a Saturday afternoon? Like this wasn't happening 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're onto something there. They're doing
Dude,
that
they
to
do
us.
this with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same place in corporations. My job, they will let's just say they will start to pick at you for these little small things here and there, and there's nothing you can really make a fuss about. And then when you do, it makes them come at you even harder. Or like, dude, like it's this stuff that's set up to like, I swear it's like a soul trap, or like it's some kind of loose hijacking, vacuum, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, dude, yeah, I think it's the same thing with the medical system. Like I said, people who are supposed to care for you really not giving a shit at all. And then, I mean, dude, the medical care in itself, how many places push the COVID stuff? You know what I mean?
Every organized hospital. Yeah.
So it's like they are all complicit to me.
Absolutely.
How can we trust these people again?
Yeah.
Yeah, and to me, that is what got me thinking about this a lot, because it's like now I'm not having a relationship with like a one-on-one relationship with a doctor about my health. I'm having like a relationship with this entire like kind of entity, if you will, this entire like system, if you will, because it's like now I'm having a relationship with the quote unquote, science, or the quote unquote medical consensus. And it's like that doesn't know me as an individual. That doesn't know, the shit that like I've gone through, physically, mentally, spiritually. It doesn't know me at all. How is like, having to like trust in that gonna help you in any way?
It's telling you, here, take this. Here, you need this. You may not know it, but this will make your mood better if you take this, 3 times a day. Like, dude, we should really go back to just homeopathic like medicine, like, and the thing that ruffles my feathers is when people want to call it like witchcraft, whatever. That's a complete psyop. Everyone was doing this back in the early 1900s. Didn't matter who you were. You could have been a Christian, pagan, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But now, that's why it's pushed as, some kind of mancy, right? Some kind of divination to mix herbs with each other. And he taught the cutting of roots and herbs and this and that. And the Bible, and you're like, well, was he teaching them to heal people, or was he teaching them to like do incantations and to make like, to conduct black magic and whatnot?
Yeah.
Because it's like, when you look at a lot of these esoteric symbols and what they represent nowadays, dude, they used to mean something completely different.
Yeah. I mean, like the caduceus is an easy example. I think we talked about this.
The rod of Asclepius, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's completely reversed from what it should be. And you're exactly right about like the conflation of like homeopathy and naturopathy and all these like what are termed functional medicine practices with like witchcraft and all. It's just some kind of bullshit out there. I think that's on purpose. I think that's absolutely engineered to move people away from the idea of an actual like health practice and into something that allows for, and I hate the term normalization, but the normalization of surrendering of your self-agency and giving control over to somebody else. It just makes it that much more normal when, I just did what the doctor said. It makes it that much more normal when somebody shows up on your street with a gun to do just what the government says.
The gun said.
Exactly. Yeah. I just follow.
I didn't defend myself or nothing. Yeah. I just let you. As a matter of fact, I'm a ghost talking to you right now because I just laid down on the ground and let him execute me. You know what I mean?
Authority.
And they're trying to push that too. But yeah, dude, it's the same thing with the consent. And these corporations are entities. People do not know this, but over time, giving enough energy to a certain name or object, a building, a CEO, you create something else, right? And that goes to say, there's a lot of people that are at the top of these corporations, especially in the medical industry, that are into some sketchy shit. You know what I mean? They do like insider trading with fucking certain politicians and like, push certain medications that they know will kill people. But there's a giant rug pull at the end and somehow nobody gets implicated and they all just get away scot-free. This stuff happens all the time. And I don't think, well, then you have you have kind of fallouts that happen like Luigi Mangione, right?
Yeah.
This guy who said, I've had enough, fuck you. But then we look at it and we're like, is this really our guy? Is he really like, this? I don't think so. When you look into it, it's like, I think this guy may have been sent in there, and just a hired assassin by some other rich CEO.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Dude.
It's real weird.
It's
I mean,
weird.
you get
And,
into
like,
body doubles and mask and AI now. There is no telling where the real Luigi Mangione is. Just like there is no telling where Jeffrey Epstein is, who is most definitely still alive. So
yeah, it's why I have like a little bit of trouble, like even like looking into those stories in that much detail, because it's like I know on the face of it, it's like whatever they're gonna tell me, it's just bullshit. It's complete bullshit. So it's like, I could spend my entire life trying to figure out what the hell it is, but it's just like you're gonna just go in so many directions. Just like I know it's bullshit. Maybe that's enough. I don't know.
That's a fair question.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I didn't know if I interrupted y'all.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, but yeah, when you look into kind of how they're inverting everything, we just need like, I don't know, we need like a reinstallation of our institutions, every single one. At this point, everything is corrupt. But it's even like Albert Pike said, when the people need a hero, we will provide them with one.
Yeah.
And this is a very high-ranking Scottish Rite Freemason saying this. He knows what he's talking about. He actually made a few predictions that have come true.
Yeah.
Prophecies, right? These prophecies that come true. They're not just played out in real time or anything, right?
They wouldn't be. No, we wouldn't do that.
No, they wouldn't do that. They don't hate you. They don't want to kill you. Not only you, but your children.
Right. They love you.
Your animals. They even want to kill your animals. It's a death cult, guys. Yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And unfortunately, that gets dragged into everything now too. You go and you get to the top of, or down the rabbit hole at the very bottom. Some people will say a rabbi hole. Yeah. But and you end up finding somebody who is a Kabbalist, right?
Yeah.
That seems to be where they all lead.
Yeah, you just like watch the freaking Altian Childs video and you just see 500 pictures of people covering their hand over their face or doing the freaking square and compass or the handshake, and you're just like, what the fuck,
Well, I think they are venerating Canaanite deities. They always have been. I also think it's the same with the other main two religions at the top. The popes with the hat of Dagon, right?
Right.
This is Enki in the Canaanite religion. El, the Saturn, the cube would be Enlil. And then you have the Muslims who do a Hajj around, they dance around a giant meteorite. Well, not a giant cube with a meteorite in it. This meteorite fell, apparently, I don't know. I haven't read the, what's it even called? The Quran.
The Quran.
But, apparently this came from Allah, this rock, and conveniently the moon god of that entire area is no other than the son of Enlil Sin, Nana Sin, who is, represented by the crescent moon and the cube at the same time. You have these deities in the same pantheon with each other. Maybe they're sons of this one who's at the forefront, at the very middle. I think they all receive praise when you worship one through these symbols. I think it can, the energy can, they can all kind of receive. They can all get some,
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, sorry. Went off on tangents about symbolism and all that
makes
stuff.
sense. I think that's a great way to transmute a lot of energy, is the way that, and maybe I'm using that term wrong. I'm new to a lot of this, the spiritual side of a lot of this, but it's a great way. The healthcare system and a lot of these like alleged scientific systems that exist, even a lot of gyms out there, to take the energy of a lot of people and move it over into something else. And yeah, I wonder if that's what's going on. It's something I know so little about, like, the energy that people are giving these things, contributing to the inception or the existence of this, I don't know, new spiritual entity, or this placement of a spiritual entity inside the vessel of but
You're
that
talking
makes a
about
great deal of sense.
place. Yeah. And that's, people can create those. They're called servitors, and you create it through months, sometimes even years of meditation. It's also referred to as a tulpa in Eastern mysticism and theosophy. Kind of brought over the idea of the tulpa and all that through and into Western esotericism. And it's the same idea as the egregore, right? The thought form that manifests after given so much input, right?
Yeah.
You had so many people plugged in, their consciousness is plugged into focusing on this one thing. Dude, it starts to manifest in these other realms. People don't know what you do in this work, what you do in this realm echoes in multiple others. Are the words we speak, the things we do, the choices we make, the thoughts we have, even. I mean, it's really, like I told y'all, the mental is the highest. That is, mind over matter, literally. Fear is the strongest emotion that we have. That's why we are controlled through it. If we go into something not fearing anything, what's there to fear but fear itself? All these basic cliche quotes that you get from me. You've gotten a lot of them lately, guys. I don't give a shit. You're going to get more. And so, it's these things make sense when you think about them, though. It's like, oh, wait, that actually makes sense. Now that I'm an adult and looking at it from this point of view, you can apply these things to your life. And I think you had mentioned that, Carson, earlier on, when it's like you're learning, you're having conversations, you're meeting people who have been into this shit way longer than any of us, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, your opinions change and I think develop. I think if you start to go backwards, that's a problem, right? If you start to kind of talk about the same thing every episode and chase your tail in a circle, unless you're, doing it like doing some kind of deep dive, doing a series, like episode by episode, kind of inching towards a further conclusion or connecting some dots or whatever.
Sure.
I think there's a lot of gatekeeping in the conspiracy community, keeping people not talking about the bigger picture, right?
Yeah, you're seeing that a lot. Like, you're seeing that a lot.
And no
lately.
one in our immediate community. Sorry to interrupt you. Like I said, you can interrupt me too.
Oh, you're good.
John, you may want to turn up a little bit, brother. That may be why I can't hear you.
Better?
Yes. A lot better. I should have told you that earlier. My bad, dude.
Yeah, no worries.
Forgot what I was talking about. This happens a lot.
Gatekeeping,
right. So now you have Candace Owens talking about Crowley and right. This stuff that's going on with the Jews and everything. And you have some people looking into who her dad was, right?
Yeah.
and he's connected to Schmandy Schmuck. He actually was the owner of the operations for all the fire alarms, all the security systems during Schmandy Schmuck. Now, you guys tell me, how would Mr. Alex Jones not have known this years ago?
You'd think he would have maybe known a little
think he
something
did.
about that.
I
Yeah.
think he did. I think he did know it. I think that was a fucking sham.
I mean,
dude.
he probably forgot about it while he was fighting in the Ukraine war.
Yeah, dude. Or he was,
Maybe so.
fighting the globalists and the Tricoms. And dude, hold on, guys. We got
guy. I'm ready to kill. I will eat your ass. Destroy the child. Corrupt them all. And they're going to watch babies die and love it because they're good guys. The government's good.
there's a little
Solid Alex Jones.
for you guys. And now I'm like, fuck, dude, Alex Jones. Like, I remember he used to have David Rothschild, the son of what's his name? Evelyn de Rothschild, the French one. David de Rothschild, who looks like Jesus, this is and he has him on. He's like, I'm not afraid of you, Rothschild. You will not overtake the world. The New World Order will not persist. And David Rothschild just like, man, I'm just out here trying to save nature, brother. Like really just like, you're crazy, man. And I was like, oh yeah, bullshit. You're fucking evil. And now I'm just like, I don't know. Does David Rothschild really know? I'm sure he does. I'm sure he may be the head of some operations now.
Maybe.
Since all the old heads in the Rothschild family kind of went bye-bye, right?
Yeah.
Said bye to JJ, Daddy JJ Rothschild, and then Evelyn de Rothschild, as well as was it Benjamin de Rothschild, I think, or David Rene. Well, I spent a long time diving into that family and the Venetian banking families of Italy.
Ooh.
Yes.
I bet that was a lot. Yeah. Hell.
Well, you start to see how, and I thought, dude, yeah. I think that's the top of the totem pole, man.
It's got to be. And
It goes back to Rome.
I wonder,
Yeah.
and I'm curious about y'all's opinion on this. Like, what happens to Mama Rothschild or Daddy Rothschild when they allegedly pass away? Where do they go? What's happening to them? Are they just bringing, like, how does this work?
I think their souls are invoked to a place you could refer to as a lodge in Twin Peaks, like the Black Lodge, some kind of purgatory resting place for souls. But there's like a transfer where there's a assurance that they're going there, right? Either an incantation or some kind of talisman that they can put on. In Twin Peaks, they have a ring with this ancient Egyptian symbol on it. I think it was a symbol for the scarabs or something. It turned into the symbol for Judy. We're not going to get into that, but fuck, see, dude, I start talking about Twin Peaks.
Dude, I joined the Patreon when you guys were like 3/4 of a way done with that. So I was like, is there a point in like joining in live and not knowing what the fuck is going on? So I've just got to go back and rewatch all of that.
I try to
figure out what
explain
it's
it
about.
as well as I can, dude. But I think they go to this Black Lodge. Let's call it that, right? No,
Racially or what?
Huh?
That was a bad
a terrible
joke. Black Lodge meaning what?
No. You don't want to go there. Yeah. So another place, a purgatory for these elite people, where in their lives they have done the work, they've done the rituals and rites that secures them a place in this other realm that they can then be summoned from by some high priest or priestess at the time of their reincarnation.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like Halls of Amente, right? It's this place Thoth talked about in the Emerald Tablets. And people can argue about that all they want all day. The Emerald Tablets were alchemical tablets, and they were ethereal. They were not a physical tablet. Maybe somebody inscribed them onto something, but I don't know. Maybe there was. I don't know. That's my take on it. But it talks about this place called the Halls of Amente under the pyramids. Well, there's a passageway under the pyramids that takes you there. It's I think a reincarnation chamber, and it takes you to this actual realm or dimension called Amente. Now, I know you guys, this is far off from what we're talking about. There's an author, shout out Subby, named Ashiana Dean, and she's real into the New Age and into the starseed stuff. But she correlates a lot of this stuff that I found in my research before even reading her books.
Interesting.
A lot of it. And so, you know, there's that aspect to it. But yeah, I definitely think that, you know, there is a place, a realm, maybe it's a mente, maybe, but that these souls can go and then be accessed. Yeah. To answer your question briefly, oh, man, that was a long explanation. We're getting to the top of the hour, guys. Be sure to like the stream. Don't be a faggot, and yeah, share it with your friends and family. We may go live after this. Yes, Scott, I bet you're smoking a lot more than a Marlboro right now.
Oh, yeah.
We may go live after this. I was going to do esoteric book review, but Subby's not available. Subliminal Messenger, Ricky Spanglish. He's not available tonight. So we're going to just wait till next Saturday and we'll just go an hour longer or something maybe. But we are going to stream a movie after this. Need you guys to decide what you want. It looks like we're leaning towards the Holy Mountain, but yeah. So y'all kind of let me know as we're nearing, you know, towards the second half of the show. But yeah, like the stream, share it, and if you guys want to support, y'all know you can go over to the Patreon. Sign up there. It's the best way to support. Also, Rumble Rants, you know, because I you know, always helps. Those always help as well. Especially right now, we're in the process of getting new stickers printed and trying to, you know, upgrade the production quality of Greypilled and some more shit. So, every cent matters, and I appreciate all you guys for supporting. So back to the show. Anyway, donate, faggots. I'm just
That's right.
However, I'll probably have to set a goal for this next show, or my wife will make me sleep on the couch. So
It happens. It
She was-
happens.
are you making donations doing this, or are you just going to be watching a movie with people for fucking 3 hours? I was like,
Oh,
I think they need to donate. And she's like, okay. I'm like, oh, all right. Donate to myself or something. Who knows? I have some. Anyway, I don't do that. Guys, I have some questions for y'all. So it's your first time on Greypilled.
yeah.
And this was a great discussion on the healthcare system. I'm sure this won't be y'all's. This may be your first, but it's not your last time coming on Greypilled. And I'm going to make sure that you guys, I'm going to try and help get y'all's name out there, get y'all some more subscribers and viewers and a bigger audience. You guys, like I said, y'all have entered into the Greypilled, the round table, the inner circle. So yeah, you guys, y'all go support the Veritas Road. There, y'all's Twitter got nuked about a month or two ago, right?
Yeah, our
It
original
did.
one got
The original one did.
taken
yeah,
down,
yeah.
so it's been
yeah,
re-uploaded to the
Veritas Road Pod on X, guys. Y'all go follow them. I got it. I got them tagged in the title, but yeah, these guys are going to be coming on Greypilled a lot more, so y'all get used to it. They're good dudes, and like I said, y'all are Southern boys, so we got to stick together.
Right.
So, gentlemen, is the Earth flat or hollow, or do we live in a simulation?
Man, I've had this discussion ad nauseum with Murph over the last who knows the fuck how long. And I think that at least for me, and this is such a bitch ass answer, I'm at a point where I'm not sure because I grew up obviously with all the Globy propaganda, right?
Right.
And I was the kid who carried around a damn Kingfisher science encyclopedia with me in school. Took a lot of shit for it, but it made me a better person. It's fine. We're all fine. So I'm at a point where I'm unsure because the evidence for flat Earth or hollow Earth is definitely out there. NASA's obviously completely full of shit, so it can't be whatever they're saying. That's what we can know for sure. So whatever's NASA's saying is as far as I'm concerned complete nonsense. Yeah. But as far as like flat Earth goes, I mean they make a lot of very rational arguments. I'll say that. And concerning hollow Earth, I don't know if it could be both because there's all these discussions, and I don't know where you want to weigh in on this, John, but like there are all these discussions about all these like, you know, cities under mountains. There are all these books about these like realms underneath the earth. I mean, most famously, Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. And where did these ideas come from, if not like coming to them from some level of truth through the ether? So, I mean, to me, it makes rational sense for at the very least there to be something underneath. And as far as flat Earth goes, I mean, I'm at a point where I think the argument for flat Earth makes a lot of sense, but I have a hell of a lot more research to do. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I mean, like he said, I've also heard a ton of flat Earth arguments from Robert. And like, you know, if you take, you know, I try to come at things from a biblical lens, and if you kind of have to contend with the idea that at least the earth is not what NASA says it is.
Right.
If you believe in any aspect of the Bible, because the Bible's description of creation, even with, you know, Genesis kind of being poetry and all of this kind of, you know, all the literary elements at play, doesn't really match up with, you know, just an endless void of nothingness that exploded out of chaos.
Right.
And, you know, you see a lot in the Bible where, you know, it talks about God telling people to face to the north, and obviously I think in Hebrew cosmology is like there's something at play with, you know, in a kind of a flat Earth model, God being somewhere towards the north or the center. But like it kind of is a bitch ass answer for me too. I don't know how much it kind of matters, because it's like there's a passage in Job, I think it's 38, where Job kind of comes and confronts God, and God kind of puts him in his place. It's like, hey, you want to argue with me? It's like, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Where were you when I, you know, fastened its four corners, put the sun, put the moon in its place? Where were you when I shut in the ocean? And it's like, tell me how all of that works. And it's like, there's an extent that's like, I don't know how much of that we can actually understand, you know, and actually, you know, tap in and understand the mind of the creator, at least without him telling us and providing that knowledge. And so it's kind of the answer I've at least been able to satisfy myself is like, I don't know. I 100% know whatever's coming out of NASA is 100% nonsense. Right.
Nasha, dude, means to deceive.
Yeah, it means, you know, to lift up and deceive. They're telling you kind of exactly what they're doing is they're shooting shit up in the sky to lie to you.
And also
they're shooting dicks in the sky, dude. They're shooting
phalluses. Yeah. What the fuck is with that? All these penises, and now we're loading them with celebrities.
Yeah. Goes back to Osiris, Carson. Right. You know, they never found his Johnson, and so Isis, she could never find it, and Ningishzida or Thoth, Tahuti had to fashion one, a golden phallus, in which he inseminated Isis, and then young Horon or Horus was born. And Horus lived with his uncle Gibel, who is the Mesopotamian god of fire, and he fashioned Horus's staff for him. But I digress back down. You know, yeah. So all these ancient tales. So I think it's more like, I don't know, there's a plateau maybe. I think there's more land than they're telling us. I think there's more islands. I think there's bigger continents. I don't think the maps are 100%, you know, what they show us. However, because like somehow a part of me is hanging on to a belief of lands beyond the ice wall.
I know, that's so exciting, isn't
it? Dude, it's so exciting.
The idea
so like the kid in me is like, yeah, fucking that's real. You know, and so that's on like a back burner until I go to Antarctica. Because why
Yeah,
can't we go to Antarctica?
I wish one of the
dude?
dudes that went for the final
Why not?
experiment just kept
For
going
our own
south. Like just slip
safety.
off and keep going south. See what's
Right.
there, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta
it's
stay
like, well,
safe. Safety is important.
yeah, it's for your own safety, okay? And it's like, dude, no, fuck you. I want to go die in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Why are you stopping me? I want to go
It's
lay
so
next
weird.
to a seal and a penguin and drift away down into look, there's something down there. Whether it's another civilization, an entrance to Hollow Earth, or a gate to lands beyond the South Pole, there is something down there.
There has to be.
When people try to astral project and they try to remote view this area, they were immediately countered with military remote viewers.
Interesting.
Didn't know that.
They will like find them in the astral realm and like push them back into their body. Yeah.
So they're running defense on that the same way they are in the physical realm. Essentially, we're
Yes.
guarding it from all fronts.
As above, so below, dude. So like this, we had the cryptid huntress on the Occult Rejects, Jessica, shout out Jessica Jones. And she talked about doing this, how she would go to some of these places that were forbidden to go to, and that people would be there guarding them in the astral realm, like military people in military outfits.
That's
And
so
it's like,
wild.
holy shit, they're training our military to fight in the spirit realm. That's what I think.
They have to be. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm of the belief that it's both flat and hollow, because you have stories of Shambhala and Agartha, what's it called? Avalon and Valhalla, which is, another realm, obviously, or I guess you could say Asgard or Midgard or whatever.
Right.
Which I think, could all be considered some other in a spiritual realm, or it's all occultic knowledge of the body. Reaching Shambhala or Valhalla or heaven, right? You're reaching your highest consciousness.
Okay.
Because there's also places referred to as Sheol or Gehenna. Well, Gehenna is referred to as a valley, I think, but Sheol is like the bottomless pit, right? Hell is actually the Norse goddess of Helheim, which is
Sheol
cold.
was just the place of the dead. Isn't Tartarus more the bottomless pit?
Tartarus, yes. So I think Sheol is like on the way to try. Yeah, so like these places may exist, and there's these hellish things down inside the earth.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, is that the earth, or is that hellish things down inside somebody's being, inside of their, lower nature? They secure this hell for themselves by living through their sin body their entire life. There's the idea of the angel and devil on your shoulders, right? You have your higher nature that you connect with. You could say you connect with Christ through. And then you have your lower nature that you fall victim to all your own proclivities, right? Your own fuck ups, and you get yourself in trouble. And that's you're following your lower nature. That's your higher nature that's always telling you, hey, don't do that. People say that gut feeling, that's your higher nature. In the ancient times, when they would write songs, bards would write songs, or they'd write poems about knights slaying dragons. It's esoteric. They're talking about slaying. It's referred to as the dweller on the threshold. It's slaying that demon that's not demon per se, but that lower nature, that animalistic carnal nature that's inside of you. It's keeping it at bay, right? It's stepping on Typhon as Hermes. I know that's a lot I probably just unpacked on you guys right there.
Could it be both? I guess that would be my question, is could it be this internal battle, right? This internal effort to go from the low place to the high place, low vibration to high vibration, that is also reflected in so-called like physical or spiritual reality, kind of in like a fractal almost. You take the Mandelbrot set or anything like that, for an example, mathematically speaking, and translate that into a more like spiritual that sounds like some new age bullshit I'm spewing, but like more put that in the spiritual setting, and you have it here, but also reflected in the world outside of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. These things exist both in the physical world and in the celestial world. It's the as above, so below concept that everyone thinks is so dark and evil. It's like, no, that's actually natural law.
Right.
You know,
it does
like
seem to
that's
be like
God's
natural
law.
Right.
Yeah. And too many pictures and paintings. I don't believe in fucking dinosaurs, guys. This is Greypilled. We don't believe in fairy tales. So I think they were dragons, if not big birds. You know what I mean? Big reptilian birds.
He's on something.
If you look at a bird, man, they look very reptilish, very reptilian.
Also, it's just like you look at like Minecraft, one of the most popular video games out there is like you're a dude named Steve and your whole mission is to go kill a dragon. So
yeah,
he's like, it is everywhere, kind of. That's
the hero's journey, right? Yeah, and we're losing that as society. Our young men are losing that. Got to bring that back. So anyway, next question.
Yeah.
This is like the second time I've done this. So, let's see. I guess since we're talking about Hollow Earth, reptilians, are they real?
John, you spewed about this a little bit
ago.
Aliens.
They can get some otherworldly being that's interdimensional or like fallen angels. What's
aliens are, in my opinion,
I think that's an easy answer.
Probably more fallen angels, some type of spiritual entity.
Absolutely.
Reptilians, NDS have been having on a guy, Ed Mabry, who's been doing like a lot of like unpacking Genesis and Revelation. And he's talked about like the idea, and I think Michael Heiser has touched on this concept as well, as the idea of the seraphim that fell, that would have been part of the fallen angels at Mount Hermon and Enoch. They are reptilian beings. If you actually kind of unpack the word, you can describe them as reptilians. So like the reptilians that we understand in the conspiracy world are probably like the Nephilim offspring of those particular fallen angels. Dude. And that's like the best like biblical lens explanation I've been given for those.
We were talking about that on White Rabbit this morning. The Ajiji, the lesser Anunnaki. These were like the fallen cherubim. I think they would be more cherubim, maybe. Because there were multiple classes of them, headed by Marduk, and then Utu Shamash, the solar god at that time of that region. There were multiple falls, right? There was the fall of Samael or Enki, and then the fall of his son Marduk and Semyaza or Samlazaz, that happened. And from the Sumerian mythologies, Marduk marries a woman on Earth. The same thing that happens in the Book of Enoch with Azazel.
Yeah.
Azazel is Marduk. Marduk is the Sumerian scapegoat. But he's interchangeable with their most powerful deity in Enlil. They were both represented as the bull at one time. They were both they had the rank of 50 in their pantheon. So I don't know, there's something there, and they're both kind of malevolent. Like neither of them are either like good. They're well, that's most of the Anunnaki. There's a few of them that are a little benevolent. The first who dies, he's the first Anunnaki to die on Earth. That's Tammuz, who some people just refer to as another dying and rising sun god. So yeah, let's see. Who did 9/11?
Oh man. I don't know. It definitely wasn't 9 guys with box cutters in a plane. I can start there because that makes sense, right? 9 guys with box cutters.
Was
in
it
a plane
5 guys in a van and a boombox?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And some,
but bro, they found the passport in the rubble, dude. They found that fucking Muslim guy's passport. So like, it had to be Al Qaeda, right?
That won't burn up in jet fuel at all. Paper doesn't.
Somebody didn't just walk on ground zero and
throw it
on the ground.
Nobody would have done that. Nobody made a lot of insurance money off of that. No one did anything like that. No one.
A certain group of people didn't show up to work that day. Dude, yeah. So, Let me ask you a question now. Who do you think killed JFK?
I haven't looked
The
that
same
heavily
group
into
of
the
people.
I'm embarrassed to say I don't have a good answer for that. I haven't looked. John, do you? I haven't
Yeah,
looked into
I mean,
the JFK assassination that heavily.
I haven't a lot either. It's, I've always just kind of put it in that it's like that's the event they used to just start off this idea of information control. And like that's where I kind of stopped. Because it's like I always, when I'm looking at conspiracies, I'm always trying to think about more like what are they doing like to push culture? What are they doing to like do spiritual manipulations? Because it's like the story's bullshit. It's always going to be bullshit. It's almost designed to be. Like, if you actually just think about 9/11 logically, it's just the most absurd freaking thing in the world.
Right.
It's one of the most absurd stories ever that, just a bunch of dudes in a cave, hijacked some planes, turned them into ballistic missiles with no piloting skills, and then the buildings just fell from fire, which makes no sense. So it's like, I almost like don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the stories anymore, and I'm just trying to pay attention to like what's behind it. It's like, was 9/11 some type of occult black magic ritual or something like that? That's what I'm starting to try to focus more on, because that's what
Did we summon the Antichrist? We don't know.
That's
Maybe
the
we
point.
did. Yeah.
That's the point of it. Oh shit!
Well, look at that.
William Ramsey. Buy it, John.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy
The
that.
entire thing is a ritual.
Yeah,
Damn.
100%.
From the floor, flight 175 to flight 11, floor 77. Man, it's all, yeah. JFK, I'm convinced it's the same people that did 9/11 and all the other false flags. But I think the person that pulled the trigger, I think it was the driver.
Yeah,
I think he used the same hand rocket that maybe had been used on Charlie Kirk. So, yeah, I think there's something there. And the king kill ritual using the same weapon, there has to be something ritualistic there. Maybe it was the same exact gun.
Yeah, and if
Right?
you look at like, there's no
That's a good
way.
point.
I watched somebody try to like replicate the actual functionality of like actioning the bolt to fire 3 times, and it was like almost impossible to actually do and aim. So there's no way some dude shot him in the back of the head, and fired 3 times that quickly.
Right. Yeah. Shout out
Ooh,
Jason.
just lost some audio.
JJ. What's up?
I don't know if that was on our end.
I
or
don't know.
yours.
You lose audio?
What do we do? What's fucked up, John?
I don't know.
Could you not hear me?
Just a second. Shit.
I'm gonna let them figure that out.
We're
Shout out
getting
JJ for the
feedback on our
$10
end.
donation
Nice.
over on Cash App.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, brother.
We may have
Thank you
lost
for
I don't
always
know if you can
supporting
hear
the
us.
show, man. And
Can you hear us?
that helps me out for streaming later tonight. So yeah, I can hear you guys.
I don't know if you
hear
can hear us at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Does the chat have audio?
Can y'all hear me?
No, we can't hear you.
Oh.
I don't
Can
know
you
what
hear
happened.
us?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. John.
Interesting. So that must be on his end. I think. I don't
On
know.
nah, man, that's not on my
Can the
end.
chat hear? And
Let
us?
me go out, come
Yeah,
back in.
okay.
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna back us out real quick.
Well, guys, I don't know what's happening. Same thing happened with Catalyst this morning. It's either spiritual warfare or the juice, the citrus, right? Y'all seen that? Y'all seen that video? It's fucking hilarious. There he is.
What
Hey, John.
is going on here?
Can you hear me? You good?
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Can hear us.
Can you hear me?
This is wild. It just
Okay.
literally-
Hey, I'll be right back. Stay here.
Okay,
stay
he's
here,
telling
guys.
us
Tell him to
Let
stay
me
here.
add you into the-
I'll be right back. There we go. Hey, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can the audience hear me?
Yeah, I still can't hear you.
Hey, Carson, can you hear me?
What in the world?
Can
And
you
chat doesn't stay. Jill said to stay.
Oh, fuck. They shut it down, dude. We literally just got shut down. Audio wise, I'm still good. Let me get them in the private chat. Hold on. Can y'all not hear them?
Mixer. I don't know if it's on our end.
And
They
restart real.
hear me, but not you. I know I type like a grandma.
Looks like
Fuck
he's
off.
typing away.
All right, my audience says they can hear me, but not you
I think it's
guys.
not going out.
Y'all can't hear them, right?
Now he can't hear us. What the fuck?
I can hear Jules. Can't hear Owen. His name's not
Ooh, what the
fucking
fuck?
Owen, Maddie.
Are we both?
I'm like, what, Maddie?
think
What are you
my-
talking? The whole show,
Figure it out.
guys.
This is wild.
My
This
audience,
went
check the
out.
private
It's very
chat.
sudden.
Yeah. So mine should be. Let me look at yours.
Well, shit. They can't hear me. I can hear you all now.
There we go.
There it is.
Y'all
What
good?
the-
All right.
Yeah. What
hear
the
you now.
hell?
Dude, I don't know what just happened, man. They
That
tried
was
to
super
shut me
random.
down.
StreamYard just randomly freaking changed our audio source without me touching it.
Yeah, StreamYard likes to be a fag
That was
sometimes.
wild.
Let me
Okay.
check on
Yeah.
mine and make sure it's all good.
I think
Audio box. We're good. We're in there.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was JJ, thank you for the $10 donation, man. I appreciate you, brother. Here, let's get you something for that.
I'm gonna come.
All right.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, tell Owen. Maddie keeps calling you Owen, one of you guys. I don't know.
I'll take that.
All right.
Hopefully.
Maybe Owen Schroyer. One of you look
Ooh.
like him. Maybe Carson.
I'll take it, I guess. I don't even know what Owen Schroyer looks like, to be honest with you. I
There
should
you go.
probably know that.
All right, guy. He's kind of cute, you know. Oh, just kidding, guys. I'm not gay. Everyone knows that.
Not gay.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know. Well, you know,
Not very
I was
gay.
proclaimed handsome faggot by a streamer named Mersh from Revenge of the Sis. I'm sure y'all know who Mersh is.
I've heard of him.
Maybe not, but he referred to me as handsome faggot one night, and it stuck. My audience started calling me that,
Handsome faggot.
just because you got. I don't know. They're like, yeah, just because you're a faggot doesn't mean you're gay. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, man, I'll go with it. I'll make stickers out of it, whatever.
That's a good sticker. Yeah, I support that. That's a good one.
Well, yeah, y'all will
solid.
definitely get some. You got the sticker pack, right?
Yeah, it's yeah, I can't move.
I'll have to
it
send
on my
double
computer,
next
so-
time.
Yeah.
For both of y'all. Like I said, we're working on printing new ones. So let's see.
Yeah, where were we?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Space, fake and gay. Guys in the flat Earth, but
yeah, space is probably pretty fake and gay. I think there's definitely a realm above, but I don't think it's space. I think there's whether there's a big magnetic mountain in the center of the Earth, and there's some shit going on above us, because like the whole idea of like the Tower of Babel, right? They were building a tower to go up and kill God, so there must be something up there, but I don't think it's space. I don't know what it is.
right.
don't
Yeah,
think it's space.
it's not what they tell us though, right? It's like what
Yeah.
y'all said earlier about NASA. It's definitely not what they tell us. But in that being said, what are they trying to hide? You
Ooh,
know?
Yeah.
Could it be the fact that it is fake and gay, or could it be the fact that there is something up there and it's like a fucking highway, like a busy highway, during 5 o'clock
Yeah.
traffic,
I
full of
think it-
spaceships?
Yeah, I think the answer to both of those concepts is the same, insofar as like if we hide whatever the nature of reality is, especially on like a physical level, we've eliminated the need for any like higher search. We've eliminated the need for you to engage on a spiritual plane to search for your higher self to level up, so to speak. And it instills, I think, a much more like nihilistic, controllable mentality in most people. The idea that we're just like on a rock, space is a thing, who gives a fuck, because we're just on some planet flying through space and it doesn't matter. And so if space isn't real, if there is some kind of ether highway up above us, or there's some astral plane that is literally physically up above us to some degree, your personal responsibility to explore the nature of your spirituality is so much greater than if we're just a dot on a rock. And so I think that's one of the biggest roles that people like NASA and the education system play in making sure that the populace stays controlled, but also doesn't engage with the creator and the true nature of what we are. Got off on a tangent there.
Yeah, no, dude, you're good. Tangents are welcome here. John, what about you? You think the same?
Yeah, kind of. It just always seems to me that it's like it's their ability, it's like their attempt to kind of explain creation, explain our existence without any real defined creator. And to me, that's just logically just completely inconsistent. And it's like, the whole idea of space, like, evolution, it just doesn't make any real sense. And it's really just kind of like, every religion has some type of form of cosmology, and space is just that for the religion of science.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I view it. I don't really, I tend to think what is, above us is more of some type of physical or spiritual realm, like merged. I'm not really sure. The Tower of Babel kind of makes you think about what is actually up there. But I don't think it's just a empty vacuum void of nothing.
The Tower of Babel also being symbolic of our spinal cord from the bottom of our body, not only our lower body to our skull, but our lower being to our higher being. That's why that's why the halos are always right here above the head. That's why the monks would shave that hole, or but they would leave that big hole in the middle of their haircut, because they would connect through the divine. Yeah, man. Yeah. It has, that's dude. I can look at something so many different ways. It's crazy. So if I confuse you guys, just let me know.
No, I mean, that makes sense. There's this whole idea of like, even in chiropractic, there's this whole idea of like the spinal cord and the nervous system being like an antenna. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
Well, it's like the macrocosm, microcosm, as we mentioned earlier, what happens in the universe happens inside our body in some ways. So many things are organs that are shaped like so many things in nature. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. Truly built in the image of our creator. Mm-hmm. Right. Anyway, last question before we get out of here. Bigfoot, Dogman, Sasquatch, Sam Squanch, Skinwalkers. Are they real? Are they fake? Are they gay? Are they tulpas? Are they what are they? What do y'all think?
I'm too retarded to know what a tulpa is, but.
Oh man. Okay. That's another episode right there. So it's just another thought form.
Okay.
A meditative thought form.
That's what you explained that earlier. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something you create in your mind, and then eventually it exists. It can exist. It can manifest physically. Right. But there's that. And this is the same thing with elemental spirits. Something can hijack them. Right. Some lesser deity or lesser entity can hijack these thought forms. Maybe even an astral elemental. Anyway. But anyway, back to Sam Squanch, Sasquatch.
They've got short answer that they might be gay, but I think they're real. There are too many. There seem to be too many stories of them out and around. There are even some here locally, like about 30 minutes south of where we're at. There are allegedly some. Can't remember if it's a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch out around that area. I'll have to tell you about this later, John.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
But there are allegedly some out there. A lot of them supposedly have, these psychic abilities. Mm-hmm. Are they, telepathy. Some kind of are they some kind of spiritual projection? Are they these actual physical beings that are just, smarter than your average ape? I haven't looked into that super heavily. But I mean, they seem to be a thing. What was it? Was it? There was some ranch where some guy very famously told a story about some guy brought him out there. He was going towards the fence line, and there were some Bigfoots or some Sasquatches out there. And the guy who owned the ranch was like, "You can't go near the fence. they'll make sure you don't. And he walked near the
And they told him,
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
back.
right.
Yeah, the same thing happened with this one guy who was walking towards the woods, and he heard, "Hey, don't come in here. I have children in here." And it was
Right.
like this female kind of gruff voice that he heard in his mind, and he was like, he knew there was Sasquatch back there. He was like, "Wait a minute, they just communicated with me." So there is some kind of gene that they have. This goes back again to these fallen entities, doing their DNA splicing, and Enki was known as the scientist, right? This is Yakub, in Africa. Yeah. Like the we created whites and all that.
Yeah.
This is, you get these stories in the mythologies of these creatures being created. So I think that's not too far off. Maybe a hybrid with us,
Yeah.
because then you get ancient depictions, even in the Bible, right? Esau, the depiction of Gilgamesh, his friend Enkidu.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about. Yeah.
I
The
was-
wild man. The wild
I was
man.
watching your episode
talking
with
about Esau earlier,
Doc
yeah.
Brown this weekend, and that
Doc's
kind of blew
great.
my
We love
mind.
Doc.
I bought his book, and it'll be
I
here next
still
week.
need
I
to.
cannot wait to read it because that was super fascinating.
What were you saying about that earlier, John? That like Esau is like a Sasquatch or something?
Yeah, it was. Well, you'd never heard it before, so I can't remotely even try to retell it with any sort of cohesion. It blew my mind, and I can't wait to read his book.
Dude, yeah. If we ever get in the same neck of the woods, we all need to go cryptid hunting together, man. I think it'd be fun.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
got to be something to it, because it's like you read all the missing 411 stories and like try to figure out what the fuck that actually is like, I'm sure like
Dude.
Sasquatch has some type of element to
These
that.
national parks,
Yeah.
even in the Grand Canyon, they're said to be this place where you go and it opens up to this other world, and it's
Yeah.
and Chris Bledsoe talks about it in his book, talks about remote viewing this place. I think there's many places like that, and that's why they make these places national parks, so they're guarded. But I think there is some kind of maybe deal they have with entities that have inhabited these places for a long time.
Yeah.
There's tons of stories, like you said, the missing 411. But yeah, dude, maybe they got portals popping open and closing. You know what I mean? And then just
They got something, because that story of that kid who like runs into the entity like impersonating his grandma at Mount Shasta,
takes him to the
like,
cave.
yeah, it freaked me.
What does it
shit
show
out.
him in the cave?
I can't remember.
Doesn't
It's
it show
just-
him like a bunch of like meat suits?
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Like not dead
it's
bodies,
some
but
weird
like just
shit.
like skin suits or
Yeah,
something.
it
Like
is some weird
that's
shit.
creepy,
It is
dude.
one
That's
of
the
wildest
it's like
stories of that.
hobgoblins and those things that rob the cradles, like the babies in the cradles, and take their place.
Oh,
What are they
yeah.
called? Oh, y'all know what I'm talking
I
about.
vaguely
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, I
Damn.
can't
in
think of it.
in
off the top of
ancient
my
like
head.
Irish folklore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what they were, but yeah, it's something like that, dude. Yeah, cryptids, man. That's a whole nother that's a whole nother ball game, dude.
That is.
We know more about everything else that we know absolutely nothing about than we know about cryptids. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's so crazy when you get into conspiracies, you get into it, you start figuring all this stuff out, then you go, wait a minute. It was the same thing like the right wing thing. You figure out like, wait a minute, these people are gay too.
Right.
They're a cult too. It's like, wait, there's a conspiracy in the conspiracy and someone's trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's wild, man. So I there's like, I don't know, man. The conspiracy corner right now, all the people with podcasts, I love it. I know some of them don't get along, and I hate that, but I love all of them. And these conversations can only reach more people, and they can only expand people's consciousness and ideas, right? Doesn't close back up.
Yeah.
You
That's the
know,
idea. Yeah. Absolutely.
once you open your eyes, you can't shut them again. So,
Yeah.
gentlemen,
You can't.
this was fun, man. I had a good time with you guys, and I want to bring
Same
y'all
here.
back on. If y'all ever want to come on an
Love to do it.
esoteric book review, dude, if y'all ever want to come on for a watch party or anything, man, y'all just hit me up. Don't even ask. Be like, hey, send me the link for that.
We'd love to. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
guys. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate you guys supporting me. And I try to do the same thing. We had Strange Brew on yesterday, guys. Shout out Tomcat. I've tried to push his Patreon to everybody. It's like $3.50, y'all. Y'all go over there and help my boy out. Sign up. He's been doing this for closer to a decade now, and he still hasn't gotten his flowers yet. We need to make sure he gets them eventually. So people like him, my homeboy Thomas, the Paranoid American. I subscribe to his Patreon, the Nephilim Death Squad Patreon. So I try to support people when I can. So I appreciate everybody for their support. Anyway, guys, let people know where they can find you, what y'all got coming, and if there's anything that y'all want them to check out.
You can find us on all the socials at the Veritas Road. We've got an episode with Austin Picard coming sometime next week on Delphi. That'll be a blast. Absolutely. Looking forward to that. I might come.
That's my brother from another mother, man. Austin is the closest friend, one of the closest people who I've made friends with in this podcasting world. He is
that makes sense.
A beautiful soul, man. He's a great guy, and he actually really cares about the research he does. It affects him deeply, and he's trying to make a difference. Someone who could never and would never be compromised in any way, so
believe that. Yeah.
Dicks out for Austin Picard, guys. Let's fucking go. I have to catch that episode. That's going to be live streamed, right?
Yeah, it'll be live, I think, on December 11th, round 7.
Cool.
So,
yeah. We're looking forward to that. Yeah, he seems like a super genuine person. I'm excited to get to know him. I've seen some of his content. Super excited to get to know him. So
once you meet him and you talk to him, man, you won't want to stop talking to him. Like I say, he's become one of my closest personal friends now. We text all the time. He calls me, he checks on me. I love him. God love him.
That's awesome.
And I did production for him and Jose Gallison's show Already Dead for about a year.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how. Well, I first went on there, talk about the Anunnaki and certain things, and had him on to talk about I don't know what the first episode was. He came on and talked about the Boston bombing, Columbine, everything, Ruby Ridge, fucking everything, man. If for parapolitical psyops, anything like that, Austin is the go-to man. Like, he is the man. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Still waiting on my underclass beanie, bud. Anything else, guys? Y'all?
More to come. We're kind of in we just did some, we just had some, what would you call that, John? So a little bit of a shake up. So we're figuring shit out here at the new year. But more to come. We're working on getting our Patreon up and running. We're working on just getting more content out more regularly. We do a Tuesday stream every Tuesday called Touch Me Tuesdays, where we talk about things that touched us, and we try to touch you while we're doing it.
Love that, dude.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, guys.
Yeah. Check out our new Twitter at the Veritas Road Pod. We have to plug that all the time at the moment. So
it's Veritas Road Pod, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It used to be the Veritas Road.
Yeah.
Correct?
Right.
Yeah, because I think I tagged that one a couple times.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
it's the Veritas Road at everything else. So
okay, cool. Hell yeah. Well, I'm sorry, dude. Was there something else? I told y'all, man. Y'all have to interrupt me sometimes because I
think that's it. Yeah, that's all the socials, YouTube, and all that good shit.
Yeah. Guys, y'all know where to find me on X at Greypilled Pod, Greypilled_podcast on Instagram. I'm on Rumble, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. Go over there, subscribe, leave me good reviews, please. Patreon.com/GreypilledPodcast. If you want to support the show, become a part of the inner circle, the Greypilled Roundtable, so to say. A night in the Grey Order, the Grey Lodge, even. You go over to patreon.com/GreypilledPodcast. Got a lot of stuff, a lot of tiers over there. You get bang for your buck, and you get a free sticker pack. You get access to group chats and the Discord. You get Patreon exclusive episodes, early access to other shows that I do. And depending on what tier you get to come on, or what tier you subscribe to, you get to come on to a certain show. If you subscribe to one of the higher tiers, you could come on to a Sound Science with me and Paranoid American. And I've, confirmed this with Thomas, but, yeah. And if you want to come on and do a deep dive with me at, topic of your own choice, you can do that if you're feeling, up to it, that is. But yeah, so there's a lot of options for people. You can get in where you fit in. I know times are tough right now. It's getting close to Christmas, guys. So, I appreciate all of y'all. Hey, JJ, I appreciate that donation as well, brother. And if y'all are on Rumble, you can go to Locals. I try to post all the private streams over there. Go check out the show from Friday night on Occult Rejects. Me, Headless, and Nick were on with Arrows Up. Our girl Arrow, she's becoming a part. She's one of the fellow rejects now, I think, along with Ani Osaru. So, hell yeah. Shouts out the rejects. We talked about the 12 Labors of Hercules. It was actually from a perspective that I never looked at. It was very interesting, and I think we're going to get into it more on another episode. So, and then yesterday had Tomcat, the Reptilian, on from Strange Brew Podcast. Y'all check out that episode. It's going to be a banger. This morning went on to the White Rabbit Podcast with Catalyst Jones. It was a great conversation. Touched on a lot, but not as much as this Paranoid American interview on the Paranoid American Podcast, coming out, I think, next week. And I'll be dropping it on my channel as well, guys. This is, in my opinion, the best interview I've done since Tinfoil Hat and Shane Cashman's show. So yeah, it's saying something, because I'm very hard on myself. I'm always like, I could have done so much better. That show sucked. But anyway, hope everybody had a good weekend, and I hope y'all have an even better week. Look out this week, guys. I don't know. Give me a second. Guys, I promise my plugs don't take that long. Let's see what we have. All right. Come on, dude. Why are you doing this? No, absolutely fucking not. Why are you? Okay, so my Calendly's being weird right now. We have Cosmic Peach, Julia from Cosmic Peach, coming on next week. I think next week. I don't know. I have to get back to y'all on that. Cosmic Peach. And then I'm going on to Doc Brown's podcast, Prometheus Lens. And then I'm also doing a swap cast with Cult of Conspiracy in the next couple weeks, guys. So y'all look out for that. I'm also having a few more people on Greypilled. I'll keep y'all posted and updated with that. But yeah. Watch party after this. I don't know what movie we're doing yet. I guess we're doing Holy Mountain. I hope y'all are ready. First time I saw it, I was on a 1.5 grams of penis envy mushrooms, and I was 18 years old, and it frightened me. I did not know what to expect, but Anyway, so yeah, I'm sure I could tell that story later, but I can edit that out for Spotify. Anyway, guys, if I don't see y'all later, stay Greypilled, and I'll see y'all this week. Peace. This thing will play. You gonna play? Fucking
Look, you're gonna have to move fast. Conspiracy cards from Paranoid American are here.
Conspiracy cards, flip it, what's the deal? Conspiracy cards with that paranoid seal. I can unwrap the truth in these stacks. Flip one, flip two, get a few of these packs. Flip it up, what's next? Move fake, we flex. Bigfoot in the woods, stay lying, that's facts. MK Ultra, no cap. Every yacht 51 is a trap. Roswell crash, what's that? They hide the truth, where's that? Conspiracy cards, flip it, what's the deal? Conspiracy cards with that paranoid seal. I can unwrap the truth in these stacks. Flip one, flip two, get a few of these packs.
That's right, conspiracy cards from Paranoid American. A set of over 200 cards featuring legendary conspiracy theorists, cult leaders, esoteric secrets, and more. For more details, visit conspiracycards.com today.
Kill me, boy.
You handsome faggot.